Thinking fast, Sabrina put on a flattering smile and cooed at Charlie. "Mr. Charlie, it's such an honor for all of us at the Aurelius Grand and for me to have you here. It's so great to see an old classmate." She thought a little flattery would make him forget what she'd just done. She had seriously underestimated Charlie. When Isaac heard Sabrina's words, he asked in surprise, "Sabrina, you and Mr. Charlie are classmates?" "Yes, we are," Sabrina said quickly. Charlie was the class president back in college. "We were really close," Isaac said immediately. "I'll inform the head office tomorrow. You're the new director of human resources for the Aurelius Grand." From manager to director of human resources was a leap of at least 3 levels. The pay was more than 10 times what she made now, and she'd have power over almost every employee's career. She would be a top executive. When Sabrina heard this, she was so excited, she nearly fainted. Just then, Charlie said coldly, "Mr. Craven, do you know what my relationship with Sabrina is really like?" Isaac thought Charlie was unhappy with the promotion and immediately said, "If Mr. Charlie isn't satisfied, then we'll make Miss Sabrina the vice president." Charlie suddenly said, "Because I didn't have a membership card, I called Sabrina for help. But she humiliated me for no reason and even tried to have security beat me up more than once. And you want to promote her to vice president. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to go against me?" Hearing this, a chill went down Isaac's spine. His attempt to suck up had backfired spectacularly. His eyes, now full of rage, locked onto Sabrina. As snarled, "You dared to offend Mr. Charlie. Do you have a death wish?" Sabrina's legs gave out. She collapsed to her knees, groveling and crying, "Mr. Charlie, I was wrong." Isaac kicked her hard, sending her sprawling several feet away. He cursed, "You arrogant fool! Today you're going to learn the price for messing with Mr. Charlie." He turned and shouted to the security guard beside him, "Drag her out of here. After that, I want you to spread the word all over Oris Hill that no company is ever to hire her again." Sabrina, terrified, cried out, "Mr. Craven, I was wrong. Please forgive me." Isaac was furious. He shouted, "So now you know you were wrong? Where was this apology before? How could you think you could get away with offending Mr. Wade? If it weren't for Mr. Wade's presence, I would kill you myself." Sabrina broke down completely, sobbing. She dropped to her knees and crawled over to Charlie, banging her head on the floor over and over. "Mr. Wade, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Please, for old time's sake, let this go." Charlie asked her coolly, "Sabrina, why did you insult me and my wife just a few minutes ago?" Sabrina wailed, "I was just confused. It's my fault. I have a big mouth. Please forgive me." Charlie said, "I don't bother people who don't bother me. But if someone comes after me, I don't let it go." Then he scoffed, "You made your bed, now lie in it." Isaac snarled, "You witch, you dare talk back to Mr. Wade, I'll shut that mouth of yours for good." Sabrina didn't dare to plead for mercy anymore. She just knelt there, weeping uncontrollably. Charlie didn't feel any pity for her. He just ignored her and said flatly to Isaac, "I want to talk to you about the Sky Garden. Let's go to your office." Isaac nodded quickly, saying respectfully, "Mr. Charlie, please come with me." Then he pointed at the nearby security guard and yelled, "Get her!" "Yes, Mr. Craven." The security guard wouldn't dare to disobey. He nodded and immediately moved to grab Sabrina. Sabrina's wails filled the air, but Charlie paid her no mind. He followed Isaac, who was nodding and bowing the whole way into the Aurelius Grand. As soon as they arrived at Isaac's office, Charlie got right to the point. "In a few days, it's my wedding anniversary. I want to reserve the entire Sky Garden. Is that possible?" Isaac replied, without a moment's hesitation, "Mr. Wade, to be fair to all our premium members, the Sky Garden has never allowed private bookings. We don't even make exceptions for city officials. But for you, whatever you need. If you wanted, we would reserve the garden for you, and you alone, forever." Charlie said calmly, "That won't be necessary. Just for the anniversary is fine. Also, I'll need your help to prepare a little surprise for my wife." Isaac said at once, "Mr. Wade, don't you worry. I and the entire staff of the Aurelius Grand is at your command." Charlie had settled things at the Aurelius Grand. On the bus ride home, he noticed that almost every other passenger was on their phone, scrolling through social media. And to his surprise, they were all watching the same video. It was the viral video of someone throwing $13 million in cash at rare earth. The video was shot from the perspective of Steven's entourage. It showed a fleet of top-of-the-line luxury cars, a dozen security guards in black suits carrying black briefcases, and $13 million in cash being dumped on the floor. It was a humiliating spectacle for the sales manager, who had nowhere to hide as the whole thing was posted online. But the video never showed a clear shot of Charlie's face. The clip went viral all over Oris Hill. Everyone was wondering who this mysterious hero was. Girls everywhere were having their own Cinderella fantasies, dreaming of meeting this low-key Prince Charming. Charlie watched it a few times to make sure he couldn't be recognized. Satisfied, he finally relaxed and went home. When he got there, the house was filled with joy. Claire had landed the contract from the Emgren Group and was going to be made the director of the Wilson Group. Her parents were ecstatic, even crying with joy. After being looked down on by the Wilson family for so many years, she could finally hold her head high. With his in-laws so happy, even the sight of Charlie didn't seem to annoy them as much as usual. His mother-in-law said excitedly, "Oh, I'm so happy today. My daughter is truly someone special." Then she looked at Charlie and with a rare smile said, "Charlie, I guess you deserve some credit for this. I won't make you cook tonight. Let's go out to eat." Claire smiled and said, "Great. Let's go to the Ritz for a fancy dinner. That's too expensive," her mother blurted out. "Isn't that place like $1,000 a person?" Claire smiled and said, "Mom, a director's salary is really high. It's $1 million a year." "Oh." Her mother-in-law clapped her hands and said happily, "That's wonderful, just wonderful. My family is finally going somewhere." Then she added, "However, you need to give at least 70% of your salary to me. You young people don't know how to manage money. It's much safer with me than with you." Claire nodded right away and smiled. "Okay, Mom, I'll give it to you every month, but on one condition. You can't keep putting Charlie down all the time, complaining about him being my husband." Her mother-in-law's eyes lit up and she smiled widely. "Okay, deal. I care about your reputation, so I'll try to say less about him from now on." While the family of four went out for dinner at the Ritz, Wendell was sulking at home. He'd seen the news from the Emgren Group and it left him fuming. He had been so sure Claire wouldn't get the contract without his help. He never expected her to land a $60 million contract that morning. He remembered the smug things he'd said at her house yesterday. Didn't that make him look like a total fool now? Harold called to complain, launching right into it. "Wendell, you've got some nerve. I've been trying to set you up with my cousin and you go and help her get the deal with the Emgren Group? You're making me look like an idiot." Wendell was just as confused. What the hell? He hadn't helped Claire at all. Then Harold asked, "Wendell, tell me the truth. Did you sleep with my cousin?" Wendell was too embarrassed to deny it. If he admitted he had nothing to do with any of it, he'd be admitting he was completely useless. So he just mumbled, "Yeah, sorry, Harold. I'll make it up to you, I promise." "I knew it." Harold sighed, then quickly asked, "So, Wendell, was my cousin still, you know? She never let that loser husband of hers touch her. You really hit the jackpot." A sick idea started to form in Wendell's mind. Perfect. Claire was still a virgin. He could spread a rumor that they'd slept together to drive a wedge between her and her husband. Thinking of this, he smirked and said to Harold, "Harold, you were right. It was incredible." Harold said a little bitterly, "Well, you owe me now, Wendell. Don't forget about me." "Don't worry," Wendell agreed easily. Right after he hung up with Harold, Wendell's father called. As soon as Wendell answered, his dad blurted out, "Wendell, we have a problem. The Emgren Group just cut all ties with us. Have you pissed someone off recently?" Hearing this, a chill went down Wendell's spine. The Emgren Group had cut off all business with the Jones family. That meant the family was facing a massive loss. He blurted out, "What's going on, Dad? I haven't pissed anyone off lately, have you?" Wendell's father said angrily, "Me neither." I've been at the office all week. I haven't gone out and made any enemies. Wendell said nervously. Oh, Dad, you don't think the new chairman of the Emgren Group is shaking things up, do you? That's probably it, Wendell's father realized. With the new chairman taking over, I haven't even had a chance to introduce myself. I've tried to set something up with that woman Doris a few times, but she just keeps saying their chairman isn't taking visitors. Wendell asked, So what do we do? His father thought for a moment. Wait, that's right. The Wilson family's having a banquet tomorrow night. I heard they invited the chairman of the Emgren Group. We'll go and find a way to meet him there. Okay, Wendell said immediately. We'll go together tomorrow. The next day was the Wilson family's big night, and the entire family was buzzing with excitement. The news had been brewing all night. The Wilson family had not only landed the Emgren Group contract, but had also invited the chairman to their banquet. The story had spread all over Oros Hill. For the banquet, Charlie put on the best suit he owned and headed to the hotel. Just as he got out of his car at the hotel entrance, a luxury car screeched to a halt right in front of him. A moment later, Wendell stepped out, dressed in a designer suit, his hair perfectly styled. A valet immediately rushed over to greet Wendell. Wendell clearly saw Charlie, too. A look of contempt crossed his face as he looked Charlie up and down and smirked. Where'd you get the knockoff suit? You look ridiculous in it. Charlie asked calmly, What's it to you? The corner of Wendell's mouth curled into a sarcastic smirk. You're right, you have nothing to do with me. But your wife, she has everything to do with me now. Charlie frowned. What are you talking about? The people nearby couldn't help but stop and watch, since last night a rumor had been making the rounds. According to the rumors, Claire was only able to win the Emgren Group's cooperation because she'd given herself to Wendell. Otherwise, with the reputation of her and the Wilson family, how could they have ever landed a deal with the Emgren Group? Now, it was all starting to make sense. Wendell saw the crowd gathering around them and said to Charlie, So, what do you think the real reason is that she got that contract? Charlie looked at Wendell and asked, coolly, And what reason is that? Wendell's mouth curled into a smirk. It was because of me, of course. Claire is my woman now, so I pulled some strings to help her get the deal with Emgren. If you know what's good for you, you'll divorce her. It's the right thing to do. Even though everyone nearby had already been gossiping, hearing Wendell say it so directly was still a shock. So it was true. Claire had actually gotten the contract by sleeping with Wendell. Because of you. Charlie didn't get angry. He just laughed and said, You really think you're worthy?